Welcome back to Marvel Mondays. I am Mike.
And Brandon.
So, a lot of recently, especially in the last 2 days, I think a lot of leaked images or allegedly leaked images. I guess we don't know for sure. From Doomsday have come out. I don't know if you've seen some of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man one. That's the one I keep seeing. And then there was I don't know, did you see there was a Doctor Doom one where it was showing RDJ's face and it's all like disfigured?
oh, I didn't
Did you
see
see
that
that
one.
one?
No, I did not. I did
But then
not
the
see that one.
but then there was a video released and the video looks very like AI generated.
Yeah, yeah,
And so it's like, did they
well,
take the image and try to animate it through AI, or is the entire
yeah.
thing just AI,
Yeah, it's
you
like
know?
those it's like the AI versions of the second trailer that came out before
Yeah,
they actually released the second trailer, and they you could tell they were AI, but they were close, but they you could tell they were AI. Um
yeah.
then another one that came out, the actor who plays Red Guardian
Mm.
was asked to how was it put, to
It
say
was
one line from the
one line.
movie out of context,
Yeah,
and the line was something like "You're Tony
you.
Stark," like
Yeah,
with a pause, and
you are
you
Tony Stark.
are Tony Stark. And I heard people speculating like what that could mean. One, the obvious one is he sees Doctor Doom's face and he goes, "Wait, you're Tony Stark. You can't, you know."
Yeah,
Or is it that they encounter somebody else who is really smart and all that, and they're comparing him to Tony Stark?
yeah,
Maybe like
yeah,
Reed Richards, like something
yeah.
like that.
I was thinking about that because originally you think like, oh, he dropped a huge spoiler without realizing it, you know? But then the more I thought about it, the more I think like, I wonder if it's even something just as simple as like, yeah, it's somebody really smart. Maybe it's even somebody that we already like know, like an Ant-Man or something like that, that's
Right,
talking about the multiverse or something.
right.
And
Or
he's,
like Shuri, or
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Um,
like it's just them having a moment where they're the genius.
right. Especially with him saying it's out of context. Because
Yeah.
in context would be where he's looking
Or
at
or are
Victor
they
Von
talking
Doom and
about
saying,
like yeah, or are they talking about the Avengers and like that he can be Captain America and you are Tony Stark.
uh,
I'm Steve
right,
Rogers, you know?
right, true.
Like something like that.
Yeah, that I never thought of that. That's a real possibility. Like him referring to the members of the new Avengers and who they relate to on the OG Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe when like Thor
Um.
shows up or something like that, and it's like
Right.
this is where the Avengers were.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they go to
Exactly.
Avengers Tower, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was something else I was thinking about that I saw that. Oh, the other one was. Did you see? Apparently on. I think it was on Twitter. Somebody had commented something about the actress who played Sylvie in the
Hmm.
Loki series. Something about her being the green, I think the green Latvian
Hmm.
witch,
Yeah,
and she liked the comment. So people are like, "Oh, there it is.
that's interesting
She's
because
admitting it."
we talked about that last week and how like she doesn't really fit what you would assume Doom's plan is because Doom wants to
Yeah,
crop the timeline, and she was all
right.
about opening it up.
Right. Unless he tells her about the incursions thing and she already knows what's happened with like the multiverse stuff, and he tells her, this would be the chance for Loki to be free, and all that, and
Yeah,
something to that end,
yeah.
and
Doom could
convinces
not.
her.
He could be saying that his plan isn't to crop it to one timeline, but to just protect the universes being
Yeah.
separated.
Yeah. Yeah. Um and that would also fall into the thing of Doctor Strange and Clea being two of the other ones, and I guess the last one being Wanda, I guess, or a Wanda variant. I don't know. I don't know how
Yeah.
that would all work.
The I wonder if they would bring in a character from like the Fox X-Men. I don't know who that orangish red would involve there. But I wonder if they would bring in someone from that so that it's not
I
an
mean,
entire like MCU.
orangish red from the Fox X-Men could be
Like Phoenix.
Jean Grey. Yeah, could
Yeah,
be Jean Grey. Yeah. That would be interesting because then we'd have two different Jean Greys in this movie.
yeah,
Potentially. I don't know. Maybe we'd only have one. Um
yeah. But I just wonder if they
yeah,
would
that's
incorporate them somehow into Doom's team, so it's not just a
right.
entire MCU team
Yeah,
of
that's a good point.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
that's a
then
good
wouldn't
point
their
because it would
ultimate
make
goal be like, all right,
well,
well, let's protect our universe, not
technically
Sylvie's one.
though, Sylvie isn't 616.
Oh, true, true. She came from a where do
Yeah.
they call it?
A bear
A
yeah,
pruned
pruned
timeline.
timeline. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Uh
so speaking of the series and everything, um, Loki, the X-Men movies and everything, they released a list of movies and TV shows to watch leading up to Doomsday. And they had
okay.
ones on there. Uh, they had all of the X-Men, not all of the X-Men movies, but like I think the first X-Men, X2 was on it. It's interesting that they had Spider-Man No Way Home on it, and I don't know if that's because of the incursion happening at the end
Right.
that Doctor
Right.
Strange talks about, if that's the reasoning for it,
Or
or
if it's Doctor Strange. just the
Doctor
Doctor
Strange, yeah,
Strange element, yeah.
or Tobey Maguire being involved back in it, if
Right.
that's like part of it. The thing that a lot of people are pointing out is that there's some notable not exceptions. There's some notable movies absent from the uh, list. They didn't include
Okay.
WandaVision. They didn't include
Hmm.
Quantum Mania, which I think is interesting because there's those rumors about the Endgame re-release having Steve talk to Ant Man before he goes back in time,
Right.
and I think that gives it a little bit of credibility because if you don't have Quantum Mania in this, then you kind of need to give Ant Man some reason for not being involved.
True.
He's part of the Avengers, right? But like if you're
Right.
taking a Quantum Mania, that's not important anymore with like Kang not there. I think you
True.
give him more of a reason for being there. They don't have the Marvels on it. Eternals aren't
That
there.
see that the Marvels is interesting to me though because at the
hmm
end of the Marvels they had I
They
forget what
show,
her
yeah, they show with Photon,
Monica
right?
Rambeau. Yeah,
Yeah.
Photon. Yeah, I couldn't think of her superhero name. Monica Rambeau go to the X-Men universe. So you would assume that she's going to show up
hmm
in that universe during
That
that time frame.
especially because you would think that that's the first or the beginnings, I guess, of the incursion of the Fox X-Men universe
Right.
and
Right.
the main MCU one.
Right.
But yeah, they don't have the Marvels, they don't have the Eternals, which that's expected. We kind of ignored
Yeah,
the
that's
Eternals up until
kind of a disconnected
to
story.
what is
It's
it
very disconnected.
Brave New World. They kind of reference what happened with the
Right.
Eternals, and
Right. Right.
yeah. Um, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Again, I kind of get that because that was kind of a standalone like space story.
Yeah, except, Star-Lord is on Earth.
Yeah, but
Star
like
Star-Lord
from
ended
every
that movie on Earth.
from everything released though, he's not going to be in Doomsday.
Right.
So
True.
does it play a part in that? Secret Wars maybe.
Right.
Um,
He's got to return in something because it said that he would return.
yeah, maybe it's just a Disney ride. Maybe he's just going to come
Yeah.
back in a Disney ride.
Right. There you go.
um, Thor: Love and Thunder was left off of the list.
That's an interesting one because we've seen that the Thor and
Yeah,
love
love.
relationship in it
Yeah,
plays a part. So
yeah,
that's a strange one.
yeah.
That's a strange one.
Especially like, so you have love involved in it, but they're reverting Thor back, haircut and all, to
True.
Infinity War Ragnarok Thor.
Right.
So like, are they
What
trying to
if?
kind of rewrite Love and Thunder, or
What what if? Well, no, that wouldn't make sense. I was because then I was gonna say, what if this Thor that's in this movie isn't the Thor uh from Endgame? He's
hmm
the Thor from Infinity War.
hmm
Like, somehow timeline wise.
but then how does love get involved?
Yeah, I know that's that's where my theory fell
But
apart.
that's confusing though, right? You leave off
It is,
Love
yeah.
and Thunder. If I don't watch Love and Thunder, I'm looking at it like, who is this girl? Like,
Yeah.
wait, Thor had a daughter, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
They left off Secret Invasion, they left off Miss Marvel, and they left off Moon Knight.
Okay. So, well, Moon Knight, I mean, again, Moon Knight, it's no offense to the story.
hmm
It's a very disconnected MCU story. It's a one of those that I mean, that pointing that out is kind of like pointing out, did they leave off the
Daredevil.
Punisher?
Yeah,
Like,
or Daredevil.
or
They're telling me
Daredevil,
not to
yeah.
watch Daredevil before it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like Moon Knight, real even them even mentioning that is kind of as like a an odd exclusion is kind of a So okay, those are the ones that they didn't include. Well, first of all, another character that I just realized like today or yeah, just today has not been discussed in this is Captain Marvel. There's been
Yeah.
no discussion of Captain Marvel showing up in this movie. Now,
And Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, Photon, and the Photon thing is important because how do you explain like she ends up in that universe? Like it's
right.
literally Kelsey Grammer's Beast
Yeah,
there, you know?
right. Right. Unless they're going to try to say that no, that was a different
Different
variant
universe with that
of
had
that
Miss, yeah,
beast.
yeah,
Yeah, because
because
that universe also had I forget Maria Rambo's
yeah,
binary in it,
yeah,
and the X-Men universe that we all knew about didn't have that character.
yeah,
So could be a different variant. The fact that they would like totally like not even do anything with it is that's odd to me. That's just odd.
hmm
I also we've talked about this before. Like, there's going to be a lot going on in this movie, so for them to pick and choose certain things that they're not including, I can see that. I mean, I guess
hmm
I don't know. I
That's
don't know. It's
that's if there's one complaint right now about Doomsday, like the lead up to it, it just seems so messy. Like there was a
yeah,
comment that Kevin Feige made about like, oh well, there wasn't a lot of build up to Thanos. There was a couple post credit scenes. He had a couple lines in Guardians, but there wasn't build up. We did his backstory in Infinity War, and that's valid, you know. Like
yeah,
if
yeah,
Thanos didn't have a lot of screen time, but we knew it was building up to Thanos
yeah.
with
I
the
mean,
Infinity Stones. You
yeah.
know,
I mean,
like that's the way it was going. Now you were building up to Kang so much that in Quantum Mania you had a Kang variant, and from what I
yeah,
understood, it was supposed to be like every movie leading up to what was it, the Kang Dynasty? Every movie leading up to that was supposed to have a Kang variant in it
right,
to kind of be
right,
like, oh, we think we handled this Kang variant. Like Kang the Conqueror
right,
was defeated in Quantum Mania, but now there's going to be this other Kang variant. And
right,
like that was supposed to be the lead up to it, but that just got dropped. And like
right,
there really isn't there's not a build up to it because you have all these things separated that like you just have to abandon, you know?
right.
That the post credit of Quantum Mania with the Coliseum of Kangs, like where
One
does
of the
that
one of
go?
the AI
You know?
scenes that I saw related to that somebody made was like Doom coming in and just wiping them all out. Just
Mhm.
like, with a wave of his hand kind of wiping them all out.
Mm,
Which I think would be kind of after that scene. I think them making some reference to it would be like there would be value in that. I think, but
mhm,
I don't know.
mhm.
I don't know if they're going to do that. I mean, unless that's one of the. That'll be odd for them to throw that into the end game encore, though.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but but yeah, I mean that's true. I've heard people complain about that. That there's really been no. I mean, really the only reference to this Doctor Doom we've seen is in the Fantastic Four in First Steps,
yeah,
and that was the post credit scene only. So similar to Thanos, I guess you could say. Like
yeah.
the what was it? The first. I mean, the first. I think was the first time we saw him in Guardians, or was it?
No, wasn't it the Age of Ultron post-credit scene
Yeah, with
where it's like, "Fine, I'll
I'll
do
do
it
it
myself."
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because they referenced him in the Avengers, you know, um, but they didn't really.
Well, I
I don't think
don't
they showed
that's
him in
what
the
I mean, though,
Avengers.
like, I don't think he was directly referenced in the Avengers, right? But it was referenced in that, like, you saw the beginnings of it with the Tesseract being the Space
Right,
Stone, you know?
right,
And, like,
right.
you
In the Mind
had
Stone.
yeah, like, you had all of those things, like, that groundwork being laid for
Right,
it's going through the Infinity Stones. What's at the end of the Stones? The Gauntlet, Thanos. You know,
right, right,
for this, it just kind of seems like oh, multiverse, and it was supposed to be Kang. Now it's just Doom, and we don't really have a lot, which means like those sort of random post-credit scenes are just going to be post-credit scenes now that
right,
don't really
right,
go anywhere.
right. Which
I
kind
guess
of then goes
they
into
had
the
that. The Incredible Hulk had the scene where it was like Tony Stark was going to be the recruiter for the Avengers, and
right, right.
so I
Yeah,
guess
I
you
saw that
had those
recently.
moments, but
Yes, somebody recently posted that and said, "Has anyone ever seen this?" And it
mhm,
was that scene with him, walking into the bar, and in retrospect, that makes no sense that he would tell somebody he's putting a team together, and it was really because that's another character that they haven't talked about being in this movie, and maybe it wouldn't make sense for him to be in this movie, but you kind of would expect him to is Nick Fury, like
yeah,
he's kind of since Secret Invasion, he's where is he? you know,
mhm,
like what's
mhm,
happened to him? Um, and that was another one that I thought about. So like Captain Marvel, and maybe they're both in the same place. Maybe neither one of them are on Earth, and that's why nobody cares because apparently the incursions only affect Earth.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. But that's what
which
I like. Isn't I don't know. I don't know. Like, how do you get like you think back to Infinity War, and it was literally like everyone at the time coming together. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So now like I
Y-
don't know, like Captain Marvel, who they kind of set up as like this ultimate, Avenger,
mhm,
in Endgame, especially, you know, to not have that character show up is
yeah. And to
little
your point, like
strange.
even Star Lord, he's on Earth. How are you gonna have it that he's not showing up? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, like he knows, the Avengers that are left, he knows them, so you'd think
Yeah.
he'd be somehow involved. You know, I don't know if they ever like reference this because the to go back to like the new Avengers versus the Avengers, versus like Sam Wilson's Avengers, I guess you'd call them. Like, have they ever really said who's on Sam Wilson's Avengers team? Because Bucky's not, right?
Yeah.
Bucky's one of the new Avengers. Um,
Well, that was what people were saying from the picture that they were, or not that the picture they released. It's from the trailer where it's Captain America, Sam, uh, Ant Man, and then what's his name, Joaquin, the new Falcon.
oh, okay, okay,
It's like the three of them.
okay. So that makes sense. So they're the only. Well, Thor would technically qualify still as an Avenger because
Sure.
he's
Yeah.
a legacy Avenger. Like he gets to keep the title. He's the only, right? He's the only. I mean, unless you count Captain
But
America, the
see,
original
so
Captain America,
so
Steve Rogers.
that's the thing, though. I think that this goes back to what they were setting up with the Young Avengers during the Kang Dynasty. Because remember, you had Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. You're having Miss Marvel come into play.
Yep.
Spider Man. I think he
Yep.
fell into like that Young Avengers
Yep.
team. That like you were having those set up as like, hey, these are going to be the guys to like sort of take the hand from the Avengers. And then it was just because I would imagine in that situation you wouldn't do the Thunderbolts. You would have had it be
Right.
Yelena ends up on that Young Avengers,
That's
New
true.
Avengers team. You know.
Which, by the way, would make sense in a way because of her interactions with Kate Bishop in
Hmm.
the Hawkeye series. Like it would kind of have made sense for her to end up in that. So you think they've just like scrapped that team, or maybe they'll bring them back
Have you heard
in
anything about
Secret
that?
Wars? I have not heard a peep about that.
The
And the
the
thing is,
closest I
like,
think you've gotten is the actress who plays Miss Marvel ending up on uh, that that Avengers Disney ride that they said it was
oh
filmed at the
yeah,
same time as Doomsday or something
right,
like that. That people were like, "Wait, does that mean Miss Marvel's in Doomsday?" If you're
right.
saying that that was filmed at the same time.
Right. I mean, and that's the other question is like, are a lot of these people actually in the movie and they're just it's a secret and they're gonna all show up in there and even if it's as cameos, they're all gonna show up in there and nobody knows it. No, they haven't mentioned it yet. I mean, that's kind of a possibility too. There
Mhm.
was something I was reading earlier that was talking about the deaths, the confirmed deaths in this and the
Mhm.
rumored deaths. And it
Mhm.
was like, I mean, spoiler alert, right? um, Toby's Spider Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine being the confirmed deaths. Loki being I think a confirmed death.
Mhm.
Um, I forget all of them. Those are the first three that I remember. And I thought, from some of the leaks that I've heard, um, yeah, they die, but you know, as is
Do
often the
they?
case in Marvel
Yeah.
movies, they don't stay dead. So yes, they die, but you know,
Yeah.
Loki's died a lot. Let's just put
Yeah.
it that way.
Yeah, and I don't think that like I think Secret Wars is a chance to have a lot of those cameos, and I don't know
Yeah.
like the Spider-Man and Wolverine dying supposedly in that first scene. If you just
Hmm.
had that be it, and that's the end of their, that's
Yeah.
the last time you see their characters in a Marvel movie. Like I
Yeah.
don't think that they do that. I don't think they wasted on
Yeah.
that.
That would be disappointing. Yeah, that would be disappointing. Um. Yeah, I thought there was something else. I thought there was some. Oh, so what I wanted to ask you was, so you mentioned the things that are like absent that people are surprised by. What's the actual list? Do you have the actual list?
That is a good question. I should have been more
Uh,
prepared to have the actual
so,
list.
so I should have let you know that I was going to ask you that question as well because
The one that I know for sure was that I thought was interesting was No Way Home was listed on there because I was
yeah,
like, you're gonna have No Way Home, but Spider Man's not confirmed, so is it because of, and Doctor Strange isn't confirmed.
right.
So is it just the incursion aspect of it? But then why don't you
Yeah,
have,
I
then they
yeah,
don't have
I
the Marvels on it where it's a literal like incursion happening that sucks
right,
in photons. So
right.
it's
Right.
really
I
tough.
mean, I
But
guess I could see though that like more of the story of No Way Home is wrapped in like the multiverse and the incursions and that kind of thing than the Marvels because I mean literally it's the end credit scene in the Marvels where she goes to the uh the X-Men universe or whichever universe that is she goes to. So, you know, I disagree. I mean, I disagree with it like philosophically because I feel like that has got to be part of the story, but maybe not.
yeah, or
Where
maybe it
with
just doesn't play a big enough part that it's like you don't need to know any
yeah,
backstory on
yeah,
it.
yeah, they should list just the end credit scenes that you should watch.
Yeah.
Watch just the end credit scenes of this movie.
So I do have the list now. It
Okay.
says this is the Legacy and Foundation movies. It's X Men and X2. You have Captain America, the first Avenger, and then the first Avengers movie. Uh, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Loki, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It's only 15 movies, by the way. And
Okay.
then this is where it gets a little interesting. Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, if they're not in the movie, why do I have to
Why
watch
would
Deadpool
yeah,
and
yeah.
Wolverine? Even though it
Yeah,
involves
that's
TVA stuff and whatever.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we've heard all the leaks, right? They're in the movie. I don't
But yeah,
at this point I don't know why. They're kind of like it's kind of
it,
like
it,
with Brand New Day and Jean Grey.
mhm.
It was so out there. Why did you just not announce
No,
it?
you know what it's kind of reminding me of is in No Way Home when there was all those leaks and like then there was like Andrew Garfield door dashing some food and like all of that stuff, you know?
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
just didn't confirm that they were going to be in it.
yeah,
That it's just
yeah,
kind of like, all right. But this is,
yeah,
I guess, them kind of confirming.
yeah.
So
True.
Deadpool and Wolverine, Captain America: Brave New World, which I wonder if that's just to establish Sam Wilson as
Sam
Captain
Wilson,
America.
maybe Sam Wilson and Joaquin as Phoenix. Yeah, it could
Falcon.
be, but again,
Falcon.
that feels Falcon. What did I say?
Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, Falcon.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
late for me. Sorry.
um, yeah, but like that would be the only reason I'd imagine because they don't have Falcon and the Winter Soldier on here.
Yeah,
So like
yeah. So
if you're not gonna watch that series, at least watch Brave New World to
or
understand.
it could also have something to because there is that end credit scene
Oh yeah.
in that where I forget his name. Wow, it's late for me.
Who is it?
um,
Is it
the
the it's not the Abomination. The leader? Is
no
that his name?
the lead. I think the leader. Yeah, that's what he's called. He where he tells him what's coming. You think we're the only world or something to that effect. So
Yeah.
that is kind of it. Or Red Hulk.
Again, are you gonna just your world's about to die and you're just gonna be
Yeah.
like, no, 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 he's too dangerous to release.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
don't know.
then they have Thunderbolts, and then of course Fantastic Four First Steps
Yeah. That obviously makes sense. Um, and Thunderbolts makes sense.
to
There was so
establish the
there's
new Avengers, yeah, and
yeah
then the
yeah
end credit scene as well.
yeah. So there's that scene in the trailer where you see Doom come flying out of a spaceship, like crash out of the front of a spaceship,
Hmm.
and land on the planet. And I saw a post today that was saying like who throws him out of the ship,
Hmm. Well, I saw
right? And
things. I saw things that were saying you can see Mjolnir hitting him,
oh, okay,
and
so
that it
that's
and that almost looks like he was what was it called that Loki did? Time warping or whatever.
oh yeah yeah yeah
That it looks almost like he was like doing
no
that.
yeah oh
But
oh
yeah,
that would be odd if they would throw that into it. That would get even more confusing. And
maybe
then
that's
yes,
why
you
you
go
gotta watch. That's
and
why you gotta watch Loki.
both seasons,
It just
both
said
seasons of
Loki.
Loki.
It just said
Okay,
Loki,
so
so I'd imagine they're
that would
saying
mean
the
both seasons.
series. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you watch season one, don't watch season two, none of
You
it would
know,
make sense.
I saw a thing that was saying that they're wondering if Doom is dream walking. Do you remember dream walking from?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They were saying is Doom dream walking into Tony Stark's body because you don't see it at the end of uh and like
Uh,
Endgame. They just released his arc reactor, and they were saying did
right.
he dream walk, and that's the disfigured face. That's why he wears the mask is because of how Tony's face looked
That's a
after he did the snap. My
yeah.
only problem with that is that I'm pretty sure to dreamwalk it had to be your variant, right?
Right. Right, exactly.
So it
Yeah,
would
which would
he would
still
still
make
have to be
him
a variant.
yeah, a
But then I
variant.
wonder
Yeah,
like
so
is it that like his Tony's parents only like maybe they get killed by Bucky early when Tony's still young in every other universe or something, and
right.
he gets adopted by the Von Dooms in Latveria because of like
Well, but
security or
the story,
something,
the no, the other
or
story
yeah,
is
or
that
they
he,
adopt him.
yeah, the other story is that he was in one of the comic book series, he was adopted by
The
this
Starks.
by Howard Stark.
Mm.
What if the what if the 4 minutes of change is just um has something to do with them adopting Tony? What if that's the 4 minutes? Like everybody's talking about, no, it's going to be something with Cap and
Hmm.
Ant-Man. It's going to be something with them showing him go back and then Loki come and
Hmm.
something that's going to have something to do with that. What if it's just them showing that Tony is being adopted?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I don't
like
know how
that.
you would do that though. Like, would it be the conversation with his dad in the elevator? Have they clarified? Is it additional footage only, or is it alternate footage? Like, are they
Well, they said
changing
there's
things?
four. They that's a good question because they said it's 4 minutes of additional footage that's going to be in this release, but they haven't said if any of the existing scenes are changed as well because that could be more. That could mean that there's more different about it. By the
Yeah,
way, when this episode posts, that's when tickets go on sale for that, which is so odd to me that
yeah. We
like
were
one
able to
month
get Doomsday
before,
tickets before
yeah,
the Endgame
yeah,
re-release
three
went.
months before, yeah, yeah,
It's like, yeah, December for
yeah,
Doomsday, and we have tickets Endgame
yeah,
in a
yeah,
month, and nothing.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, that's true though, and so
I do wonder if
between
they're going to
now and
go that path, though. If it's going to be that maybe he was never meant to be a Tony Stark, and maybe
right,
that's the whole line of like you're all living stolen lives, is because the sacred timeline was the one timeline where he becomes Tony Stark and not Victor Von Doom.
right, 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 could be, yeah. We'll see, right? Before we know it, it's getting closer and closer. And between now and then, we got the Avengers Endgame encore. So
And then Vision
That's
Quest.
coming up, and then Vision Quest. Yeah, Vision Quest. I'm excited. We talked about it last week, but I'm really excited for that one. I think that one looks like
Hmm.
that's
Even
gonna
if
be
it's
really
not
good.
connected to like Doomsday or anything like that, I think
Yeah,
that that'll just be one of those. It'll be like what was it, Wonder Man? Like I thought Wonder
yeah,
Man was a
yeah,
really good series, just outside of everything else, you know.
yeah. That's another one that was mostly disconnected. I mean, Trevor Slattery, who is I think he's my favorite ancillary MCU character.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
other than him being in it, it really, yeah, was kind of disconnected. But yeah, so I've heard things though that say that Vision Quest is going to be directly connected to Secret Wars. So
mm,
probably not seeing Vision. That would mean in Doomsday, but in Secret Wars.
yeah, yeah. I
So
wonder if Doomsday will be a lot of setup. If that's what that means. Secret Wars is where
yeah,
we'll actually see a lot of the characters come back.
yeah. I think that's probably likely, but we'll find out. We'll find out in a year for that. We have to wait a whole other year. I like the way they're doing them though. Like year like 1 year apart, like they did with Infinity War and Endgame, because it's not as long a wait. I think they started filming Secret Wars. I think
Yeah,
I had read that they actually started filming. So so much exciting stuff
yeah.
coming up.
I wonder if we'll get anything from that. Any
Yeah, probably.
people like spottings or anything like that from
Yeah. Oh
filming?
yeah, like actors showing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the leaks will be coming out just like they have with all the
Mhm.
other movies, so we'll have
Mm.
plenty to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for checking us out this week, and make sure you like and subscribe so you can get all our new episodes every Monday.
Bye, everyone.